Do you ever feel like everyone else's life is moving forward while yours is stuck? Like everyone else got a secret manual you never received? What if I told you that feeling behind is not a reflection of your life, but a lie imposed by society? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely change how you view your existence. Welcome back to PsychCore, where we uncover the psychology behind the ways we live today. We're tackling something that keeps millions awake at night: the crushing anxiety of feeling behind in life. If you've ever compared your Chapter 3 to someone else's Chapter 20, this video is for you. We're going to explore insights from philosopher Alan Watts, who offers a perspective that dismantles the illusion of being late to your own life. Maybe it resonates. Your sibling has a thriving career, bought a home, perhaps started a family. Friends you grew up with are traveling the world, celebrating milestones, achieving dreams. And you're navigating uncertainty, racing towards something you don't even fully understand. You might feel like the world is moving in fast forward while you're stuck in slow motion. The pressure can be overwhelming, leaving you questioning your worth, your choices, and even your purpose. You may feel invisible, as though life is moving past you while everyone else is collecting medals for accomplishments you don't even remember wanting. Society has designed an invisible schedule for life: career by 25, marriage by 30, children by 35, financial security by 40. When life doesn't match these benchmarks, shame creeps in, guilt settles in. Inadequacy becomes a constant companion. The cruel irony is that you may not even want these milestones, yet you feel broken for not reaching them. You're told that happiness comes from hitting these markers, as if they were universal truths carved into the foundation of life itself. Every year that passes, you feel the weight of expectations pressing down on your shoulders, even when those expectations were never yours to begin with. The pressure doesn't just come from society, it comes from within. That relentless voice whispering, "You're falling behind." Even your biggest supporters ask, "When will you get your life organized?" As though you owe allegiance to a calendar you never agreed to follow. Every question, every comment, feels like another tick on a checklist that doesn't belong to you. And the more you try to conform, the heavier the burden becomes. You may even find yourself apologizing for where you are in life, as if simply existing without meeting certain milestones requires explanation. Here's the truth: this suffering stems from a lie. You're destroying your peace by measuring yourself against a system never designed for you. Feeling behind is a symptom of a broken cultural logic, not a personal failure. You are not inherently flawed, inadequate, or slow. The problem is that you've been conditioned to compare yourself to a map that was drawn for someone else's journey, not your own. You've been handed a script and told to follow it without questioning why, and now you feel trapped because your path doesn't align with what you were shown. Alan Watts expressed this brilliantly: life isn't a journey with a destination. If it were, the goal would be reaching the end as fast as possible, and the greatest music would be whatever plays fastest. But life isn't about arriving at a finish line. It's about being present, experiencing the dance while the music plays. Imagine a symphony where you skip notes just to reach the final chord. You wouldn't hear the beauty, you'd miss the entire point. The same applies to life. Every day, every interaction, every moment is part of your personal symphony, and trying to rush through it means missing the richness that exists in the now. If you move to a different rhythm than others, the problem isn't your pace. The problem is believing everyone should follow the same beat. This isn't superficial motivation, it's a full perspective shift. What you call failure might be a sacred period of growth. Being lost could be the only way to discover your true self. And others are not as far ahead as they appear. They are just following scripts they've never questioned. You might be wandering, but perhaps that wandering is exactly what allows you to see the world differently, to understand your values, your desires, and your limits. Some of the most creative, free, and fulfilled lives are led by those who refuse to race and instead dance to their own rhythm. Think about it. Why do we feel such intense pressure to follow a blueprint with strict deadlines? It's as if we're products on an assembly line. Modern society literally structured human life like a factory. Education, jobs, marriage, children, property, retirement. Each stage a checkpoint, deviate, and you're defective. Watts observed this clearly. Life has been industrialized. Comparison and milestones have replaced experience. The system rewards conformity, not authenticity. It tells you that happiness is waiting at the next stage, the next promotion, the next achievement. But this illusion traps you in perpetual anticipation, leaving little space for true joy. You are conditioned to think that every moment must be productive or meaningful in terms of progress, and yet this obsession with moving forward often blinds you to the richness of the present. You are not a machine, you are not a product, yet we judge our lives as if we are. The pain of feeling behind comes from trying to measure yourself with tools never meant for you. What you see as lost time or stagnation might actually be exactly what you need to grow. Those periods of uncertainty, indecision, and introspection are not wasted. They are formative. They allow you to explore, experiment, fail, and learn in ways that structured success never could. In fact, some of the greatest discoveries in life come when we feel lost, uncertain, or off track. It's in these moments that we are most likely to stumble upon who we truly are. Consider music. Its value isn't in reaching the final note quickly, but in everything between the first and last note. Life is the same, but we live as if fulfillment exists at a future point, constantly chasing it. What if that point never comes? Then you've spent your entire life waiting for something imaginary. Every day, every moment you live is a note in your personal symphony. Missing the present for the sake of a distant future robs you of the experience of living. The moments you dismiss as unimportant, the walks, the conversations, the quiet mornings, are the ones that shape your life in ways you'll only recognize later. The truth is, life isn't a project with linear objectives. Watts argued that this perspective is fundamentally flawed. Treat life as a straight line, and you destroy the very experience of living. From childhood, we're trained to move through stages. School for diplomas, diplomas for jobs, jobs for money, money for property. We spend our lives rehearsing a performance that never debuts in the process. We forget to ask, what do I truly want? What makes me happy? We measure our worth by certificates, titles, and possessions, not by the quality of our experiences, relationships, or creativity. And yet, the most fulfilling moments often exist outside this approved script, and we're addicted to comparison. Instagram, Facebook, social media, they've become the perfect mirrors for our insecurities. Every scroll triggers judgment. Your body, your home, your achievements. You compare your behind-the-scenes chaos with curated facades, and it weighs you down. Watts called this the greatest tragedy of the modern mind. Confusing being with appearing, we become performers on a stage that doesn't belong to us, evaluating ourselves against roles we never chose. Social media doesn't show the struggles, doubts, or failures, just the highlight reel. And when you measure your life against that highlight reel, of course you feel behind. This cycle is toxic. Every time you feel behind, you search for new reference points, but the game is rigged. You never win. The success you envy is curated. The happiness you admire is filtered. You punish yourself for not matching an illusion. People you admire struggle privately too. You just don't see it. Comparison steals your joy. You measure your entire existence against fragmented snapshots of other people's lives and wonder why you feel inadequate. It's a constant trap. The more you look outward for validation, the further you drift from your own path. Here's the key. Being behind is often just a difference in pace. Each person has their own timing, but the system thrives on your anxiety. Comparison drives productivity and consumption. Even family pressures aren't just curiosity, they're projections of insecurities. When your mother asks, "When will you settle down?" it isn't about you, it's her fear. Your father's pride is bound by rules he believes in. Your relatives validate their choices by measuring yours. The pressures you feel are not a reflection of your worth. They are echoes of other people's anxieties. Recognizing this is liberating. You can no longer allow someone else's fears to dictate the value of your life. Alan Watts understood that freedom comes when you stop asking for permission to live authentically. Security built on denial of authenticity is just another prison. Boundaries aren't aggressive, they're acts of love. Say, "I'm building a life that makes sense to me." This isn't open for discussion. You don't owe anyone justification for your existence. Protect your journey. Your life is not a debate or an explanation. It is your experience, and only you can define it. When you truly understand this, the anxiety of feeling behind begins to fade because you are no longer living for approval. You are living for reality. So how do you break free from feeling behind? Reduce comparison. Social media distorts reality. Stop comparing curated fragments of others' lives with your full, messy reality. Digital detox, mute triggers, protect your mental space. Focus on what nourishes you, not what pressures you. Spend your time on activities that cultivate joy, curiosity, and presence. Your inner world deserves care and attention. Redefine success. Ask yourself, if no one was watching, if I didn't need to prove anything, what would a well-lived life look like? Write brutally honest answers. Maybe it's creativity, freedom, simplicity, connection. You've been chasing goals that were never yours. The answers may shock you, but they will also free you. Imagine what life would look like if your every decision was guided by your authentic values instead of society's timeline. That's where true fulfillment begins. Practice presence. Anxiety exists between now and imagined futures. Stop, look around, breathe. Are you alive? Safe? Fed? Present. The reality of now is bearable. It's the imagination of the future that destroys you. Cultivate moments of real presence. Smell the coffee, feel the rain, walk slowly. Listen to the wind. Taste your food. Be aware of the sunlight on your skin. Your peace is in the present, not in the next achievement. You will discover that when you immerse yourself fully in the moment, time itself seems to expand. Small joys become profound, and life starts to feel richer and more meaningful. Set firm boundaries. Protect your journey from intrusive opinions. Freedom begins when you stop seeking validation. Watts said it best. The moment you stop asking permission to be yourself is the moment liberation begins. Live according to your rhythm, not theirs. Speak your truth and don't apologize for it. Protect your energy from people who measure their own value by comparing you to others. These boundaries are not walls, they are the scaffolding for your own growth. Now imagine a life without anxiety, guilt, or comparison, just you, fully present. Watts loved to ask, what would you do if money were not an issue? This question shatters illusions. Much of what you call a goal is conditioning. Money is just a tool. What you really seek is freedom, creativity, impact, connection. These are the things that make life vibrant. You might discover that the goals you thought mattered don't, and the things you ignored for so long actually define your happiness. You might realize that the life you've been chasing was someone else's dream all along. Life isn't a line with checkpoints. Stagnation may be incubation, failure may be refinement, lost time may be silent maturation. Many who follow society's script achieve milestones, yet feel trapped by 40. Watts warns, winning a race along the wrong course is the ultimate tragedy. The journey is not about speed, it's about alignment. Your rhythm is not wrong, it is uniquely yours. Embrace it, celebrate it, trust it. Your doubts, discomfort, and questions are fertile ground. Questioning the path is the first step to discovering your own. Stop rushing, silence comparison, and you'll hear your own voice. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. Your life's timing is perfect for your personal growth. There is no universal schedule. There is only your schedule, and it is enough. Stop chasing borrowed success. Dance to your own rhythm. Your timeline is yours. Your pace is valid. Your journey is uniquely yours. Celebrate the small victories. Notice growth even when it seems invisible. Embrace your journey's twists and turns because they are shaping you. Every setback is a lesson. Every pause is preparation. Every detour is discovery. This is the life that is truly yours to live. If this message resonates, comment below. What would you do if money were no object? Your answer could mark the beginning of liberation and inspire others struggling with the same anxiety. Engage with others who feel the same pressure. You're not alone in this, even if it often feels that way. There is a silent community of people who feel the same weight and who are learning to reclaim their lives. Sharing your journey can help both you and others realize that we are all moving at our own pace, and that pace is valid. Hit like if this was valuable. Subscribe to PsychCore for more deep dives into the psychology shaping our lives. Click the bell so you never miss a video. This is PsychCore, signing off.